Some Christian wives have no idea how much they dissolve their husband's confidence. Do this for me. Walk up to your husband, no matter what your relationship is like with him, no matter whether you feel like he's earned your respect or not, and just hold him, just hug him, and see who lets go first. Christian men in general, are so deprived of affection that they might act out. They might do things that you deem inappropriate or immature, or I'm not receiving the love I'm giving and he's not leading me spiritually. Well, why don't you try this? What if you just called out the beauty in him? What if you called out? What if you prophesied what you see in him or what you saw in him? And I'm not saying you need to stay in an abusive relationship. I'm not saying it's all on you. In fact, the Bible's pretty clear he's the leader. It's on him. I make plenty of videos for Christian dudes. But I want to talk to you wives today. And I want you to tell you that your role is also to build him up. He's desperate for your respect. And guess what? He might not have earned it right now. But you know what the Jesus thing to do is? In some situations, not in all situations. Like I said, there's abuse. There's other situations where you should flee. In some situations, the best thing you can do is to simply hold him, is to simply affirm him, is to simply give him the affirmation that he's desperate for. Build your husband up. Give him deep respect. And guess what? He will return the favor.
I should probably start by apologizing to you for making you listen to that, but we need to talk. I'm Jenny Gage, and this is Life Take 2, where I share my escape from dudes like that. Let's start by addressing why this imaginary wife is probably going to let go first in the bear hug at the beginning. It's because you're an asshole, and she is listening to her gut telling her, let go of this asshole. So she probably will. I was once a 20-year-old little Mormon newlywed, and right from the get-go, me and my husband had an extremely problematic relationship. We were turning to everybody around us for all the help that we could possibly get. Our Mormon bishop, stake president, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, all of our married friends. Like, how do we fix this? We're just not feeling it. And I received all kinds of advice really similar to this. Put little love notes in his lunchbox. Make sure that you're going on a date on Friday night. Keep romancing each other. Keep yourself pretty. Make sure you have a cute outfit on when he comes home from work at night. I had a Mormon bishop really early on. I was sitting in his office bawling my eyes out like, this is horrible. I've destroyed my life. I can't be married to this man anymore. And the bishop said, you know what you need to do, Sister Green? You need to call his mom, get all of his favorite recipes, and learn how to cook them. That's going to make him fall in love with you. And of course, underlying all of this was making sure that I was leaning into Jesus, giving everything to the Lord, and trying to reflect the Lord's image in my countenance as much as I could so that I could be a good Christian wife and just really support my husband in every way possible. And a couple of kind of interesting things happened. First of all, I disappeared. I ceased to exist because I was spending so much time focusing on his emotions and how to regulate them that I no longer had a personality. I had smothered myself so deep in everything that Jake loved just to make him happy that I no longer existed. Somewhere I still have a box of Arkansas Razorbacks, hoodies and sweatpants, even socks, baseball caps from that era where I was into the Razorbacks to just show my husband how much I loved and wanted to connect with him. This can sound really cute and fun and like, what a nice little wifey thing to do. But I lost my personality to my husband to the point that I am still in therapy with a trauma and abuse therapist to figure out who I am. Loss of identity, it turns out, is not cute or mentally healthy. The next thing that happened to me was that I developed severe complex PTSD and an anxiety disorder with crippling panic attacks because I was always the bridge over troubled water trying to regulate my husband's emotions. I spent 24 years of my life watching his facial expression, listening to the tone of his voice, the way that his feet were walking, always reading the room and trying to make sure that I had my emotional barometer out there. And if he needed me to be a little bit more cheerful, if he needed me to be a little bit more calm, or if I needed to take a baby out of the room because I sensed that Jake was about to blow a gasket, well, then I did it. I had responsibility for Jake's emotional environment, and that would eventually break me emotionally. And it also took me away from just interacting with the world around me. I didn't have bandwidth for friends, for neighbors, for my own children who needed me to actually help them learn how to regulate their emotions and just live life. To this day, my friends comment that I stare intently at their faces and that in some ways I feel just a little bit too observant. And that's because I spent my entire life being an emotional meteorologist for my husband. And ladies, that was not my job, and that is not your job either. And Jesus doesn't want anyone to fake anything like this Christian relationship coach is advising. So, ladies, here's what we're going to do instead. If your husband is emotionally dysregulated and he seems like he's down and out and isn't quite enjoying his life or your relationship in the way that he should, don't stand there and have a hug contest to see who's going to let go first. That is the time for some good old fashioned, honest discussion and perhaps some boundary setting. Talk to each other about how's life? How's it going? What's going on beneath the surface? Is there something that I'm not aware of? Here's how I'm feeling in our relationship. Here's how I feel like you're feeling in our relationship. Here's some things that are working for me. Here's some things that aren't working for me. Kevin and I have a touch base once a week. We've done this since the beginning, where we simply ask each other, are you happy? Scale of 1 to 10. If you're not happy, why not? And then what are you getting from me that you really enjoy and you want more of? And what do you wish that I would tweak or eliminate completely? What can I work on? And let me tell you, some good old fashioned boundary setting is going to go a lot farther than hugs and Jesus. It can look something like this. Babe, I noticed that lately you seem to have a crap attitude. Your body language indicates that you're not very happy in life, and you're taking that out on me and the kids. You look like you're down in the dumps. So, let me know how I can support you in getting therapy, figuring out what's wrong in your life, turning things around. If there's something that I can do, let me know. But I'm not going to live like this, with a gentle reminder that I'm sorry, sweetheart, but it's not my job to make you happy. That is the most important part for you to remember. There is absolutely no reason in relationships for us to enable that behavior, and it is not our job to fix. 3 primary needs of human relationships: support, validation, and belonging. I'm going to support you in any way that I can. If I need to watch the kids one afternoon so that you can go see a therapist, if I need to take over part of the business on Saturdays so that you can go off with your guy friends and reconnect with your tribe and start to feel vibrant again, I'm going to support you all that I can. I'm going to validate you as I see improvements, and I'm going to make sure that you know that I'm here for you. We belong together, but I'm not going to fix your life. I spent 24 years with a man who couldn't fix his life, and when Jake and I got divorced, he figured out how to fix it himself, and it actually kind of makes me mad because I was enabling all that time. It almost destroyed me. I've spent the past 5 years in a happy, healthy relationship where if I have something going on, Kevin will say, do you need a shoulder to cry on? Do you need any ideas of how to help stuff? But in no way does he just enable me, putting everything on him, nor does he do that back to me. You're a Christian man or a Buddhist man or an atheist man or whatever you are. Figure your stuff out. Make sure that you are a fully grown adult with emotional regulatory capacity before you even come into our lives. And we will be standing here ready to hug you till we drop when you deserve it.